Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, three of us together.
Yep.
If Patreon is your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads of stuff on there. Starts at just $3 a month and you won't be disappointed, I'll guarantee it. Helps support the channel. And you get full watch-alongs, things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Band of Brothers is on there.
Yeah.
Got the quarterback, the receiver. We just started doing Any Given Saturday, SEC.
Good stuff, man. It's great.
Loads of stuff on there, so check it out if it's for you. Step inside a real Amish home. What Amish homes really look like inside. We never went to, is it Lancaster County?
Yeah.
In PA.
We drove past it though.
We've drove past it a bunch of times when
Yeah.
we lived over there. We never sort of like got involved and stopped by and wanted to see what was happening
Oh,
in the
last
community.
time we drove past it when we were in when we went to Penn State.
We
didn't
did,
we?
correct, yeah. And it's something that's like I've always wanted to sort of like. I'm very tempted to sort of like see what it's all about. I just want to know what it's about because it's something I don't have a clue on. Sort of thing. But loads of people always say to me, "Did you go by the Amish in Lancaster?" And I go, "No," and they go, "Oh, you've got to go. You've got to stop." And it's something I kind of missed out on a little bit.
Is that something they like? Like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
stopping?
I think they sell a lot of products.
Is that how they get their money
and
in
stuff?
that?
Yeah.
They did a show on MTV where they switched Amish with like regular people and seeing if they could live that life.
What the Amish wanted to go back, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a
they live
video
very
of like
different
people,
lifestyle.
like someone taking someone Amish out for like parties and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking that's what it's kind of thing. It was one of
Yeah.
them things, wasn't it? Let's get into this anyway. Step inside a real Amish home.
Not the staged photos, not the postcard perfect barn, but the actual kitchens, bedrooms, and even
way
the
it looks
hidden
like that.
spaces you never get to see. Today, you're getting an exclusive walkthrough of a real Amish property, all 28 acres of it, complete with 2 houses, a barn, and details that reveal exactly how this family lives. From handcrafted furniture to surprising splashes of color, from oil lamps to a basketball hoop in the yard. This is the Amish home tour you didn't know you needed. And at the end, I'll tell you exactly what it's selling for. You might be surprised to know that it's actually pretty easy to find Amish homes for sale online. And browsing them is like getting a backstage pass into a world most people only imagine. Real estate sites like Zillow are full of these listings, and they offer an incredible range, from modest, old-order homes to more progressive properties that almost blur the lines between Amish and American living. Not long ago, I even came across an Amish home priced at over $1 million. For me, looking through these listings is fascinating because it's one of the few chances to see the full layout of a home, room by room, and get a glimpse into everyday Amish life. Now, you might wonder, why would an Amish family put their home up for sale to the public in the first place? It usually happens in smaller settlements. In larger communities like Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, or Holmes County, Ohio, homes rarely make it to public listings because other Amish buyers snap them up right away. But in a settlement of just a handful of households, the pool of potential Amish buyers is tiny. That's when families will sometimes market their homes to non-Amish buyers instead. The main house
I wonder how you have to live then if you're non-Amish, and you move into an Amish community. Do you have to sort of like adapt to the way of living like that? Do
I
you
would
think?
have thought so, yeah.
Or do you live like
no cars and.
I just can't imagine you would live there.
For me, it's like a cross between The Handmaid's Tale and Little House on the Prairie. It's a mix.
Yeah, I've never really sort of like done any kind of deep dive into how they live and what they do. I just from what people have told me.
Yeah.
So I've never really sort of like looked into it, what they do or how they live. I know it's very like traditional, sort of like handcrafted furniture, like you mentioned there before, and all that. And that's what someone said to me when you go look at the furniture they do. You know, it might be worth purchasing some. But yeah, it's just I just wondered if you move into the community, do you have to live in that same sort of like environment? Do you have to keep it the same way it is,
I
or
would
can
have
you
thought. No, I
can
would
you
have
bring your
thought
car?
so.
and-
Is each house like quite out the way though? Because that house there seems like it's in the middle of nowhere.
It was on
But like,
what was it on? 26 acres, did you say? Something? Yeah. Let's see.
on this property, which is actually pretty typical for an Amish home, especially in communities where families are large and the house needs to serve multiple purposes. From the outside, it's everything you'd picture when you think of a classic farmhouse. 2 full stories, white siding, a sturdy metal roof that will likely outlast the next few generations, and a wide, welcoming porch that wraps you in that timeless country charm. The porch isn't just decorative either. In Amish life, it's a functional space, a place to sit in the shade on a hot afternoon, to shell peas in the summer, or to visit with neighbors who stop by. Stepping inside, we start in the kitchen, and this is where you get your first real sense of Amish practicality. The heart of the home is dominated by a long family-sized table, stretching far enough to seat a crowd. It's covered in a thick, heavy-duty vinyl tablecloth, the kind that can handle spilled soup, sticky jam, and flour from baking day without a fuss. On the walls, you'll spot multiple clocks, each keeping perfect time, because in a household where meals, chores, and milking have to run on schedule, punctuality is a necessity. From the ceiling hangs flypaper, a simple but effective solution to a summer annoyance. And in one corner sits a large cook stove, the workhorse of the Amish kitchen. The walls are practical storage too. Hats and jackets hang neatly in their spots, and baby seats are ready for the youngest members of the family. Every item has a place, because in a home like this, order isn't just nice to have, it's what makes daily life run smoothly. Along another wall stands a china hutch filled with carefully displayed dishes, a common sight in Amish homes. Even among the plainest families, there's pride in displaying fine china, often gifted at weddings or passed down through generations. From the kitchen, we move into the main living area. In many Amish homes, the kitchen and living room are part of one large open space. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about function. Large families gather here to work, eat, relax, and talk, and the open plan allows the warmth from the stove or the glow from a single light source to reach everyone. In this house, the lighting comes from oil lamps, which is a clear sign that this is a more
I was going to say, I don't think they work with any electrics,
No, they don't have
do they?
electricity,
Because I said there's no plug sockets on the wall, if you noticed.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
There's
help
no
with
electrical
No, I
electricity.
knew they didn't have electricity.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have any kind of electricity or there's no lights in the middle of the ceiling either, is there?
No, it's all oil lamps.
Yeah.
traditional or planar group. Suspended from the ceiling is a metal heat shield, a fixture designed for safely hanging a pressurized gas lamp when needed. The furniture here is simple and built to last. Hickory rockers line the room, and small rag rugs brighten the wood floors. In more progressive Amish homes, you might find cushioned couches or even a recliner, but here, it's all sturdy, handmade pieces that have likely been built locally. The beauty of this kind of furniture is in its simplicity. No frills, just craftsmanship. Heading upstairs, you begin to understand just how many people this home was built to hold. There are 7 bedrooms in total, which might sound extravagant in an English home, but is quite common here. Amish families often have 8, 10, or even more children, so the sleeping arrangements have to match the family size. The parents' room is practical and multifunctional, often doubling as a nursery, so a crib sits alongside the bed. The children's rooms are where you see a splash of individuality. Colorful walls, hunting gear propped in a corner, deer antlers mounted.
This might be a bit of a daft question to ask, but I don't know much about this community. Are they only indigenous to the USA, the Amish?
I think they are.
Or
You know,
anywhere else in the world? I don't know. I've never come across it, so I don't know.
I've not come across them over here.
Yeah,
or anywhere else.
I've
No,
never
they're
come across.
definitely not
Yeah.
over here.
No.
Yeah, it's
I think they might be, yeah.
yeah. I just wonder if it's just the USA only.
What made me laugh, I don't know if you noticed, they had the Batman crib bedding.
Oh, I didn't notice. I didn't notice that.
on the
didn't notice
wall,
that either.
and even a dream catcher hanging in one room. These small personal touches stand out in contrast to the overall plainness of the home. One thing you won't find upstairs, or anywhere inside this main house, is a bathroom. This community doesn't use indoor plumbing for bathrooms, so outhouses are the standard. While that might seem surprising to outsiders, it's simply part of the ordnung, the set of rules and traditions that guide daily life here. Down in the basement, the focus shifts from living space to utility. This is a working basement, bare concrete floors, rough walls, and shelves lined with dozens of jars of home-canned goods. Canning is a skill practiced in almost every Amish household, and it's not just for tradition. It's essential for feeding a large family through the winter months. Alongside the storage shelves, there's a washroom with a wringer washer, a sink used for canning and cleanup, and plenty of space for boots and coats after coming in from outdoor chores.
Why have they got
Contrary
cans
to
of
what some
Pepsi?
might believe,
Yeah.
the windows here, and throughout the house, all have curtains. While they may be simple, Amish families do value privacy and softening the light in their homes. Now, here's a bonus feature of this property. It includes a second, smaller home, often called a dotty house. Traditionally, this is where grandparents live after they retire from farming, allowing them to stay close to family while still having their own space. On some properties, the dotty house is attached to the main house, But here, it's a separate building with its own distinct personality. Inside, the kitchen feels warm and inviting. Pots and pans hang within easy reach, mugs are neatly lined up, and on the wall is one of those large calendars with serene nature scenes, a staple in many Amish kitchens. The sitting room continues the cozy feel, with hickory rockers, a small desk with an office chair, and a hand-decorated birthday chart displaying the names and birthdays of family members. There are 2 bedrooms, both simple and uncluttered, and a small washroom where canning jars and supplies are still out from recent use. Moving outside, we find the barn, which shelters several buggies. A detail worth noting, this group removes the slow-moving vehicle triangle from the back of their buggies when they're parked, and only attaches it when they travel on public roads. It's a unique practice that reflects their particular community's customs. In the yard, there's a basketball hoop, worn, slightly sagging, and clearly well used. A fun reminder that Amish life includes play as well as work. From here, the view opens up to the surrounding 28 acres of land. The property offers both open fields and wooded areas, providing space for farming, gardens, or simply enjoying the outdoors. Between the 2 houses, you have more than 4,100 square feet of living space and a total of 9 bedrooms. Plenty of room for a large extended family. And now, the question you've probably been wondering about, the price. This entire property was listed.
What do you reckon?
This entire property was listed at, I'm going to
Doesn't
say...
say where it was though, does it?
Probably Pennsylvania.
I was going to say, I think it's Pennsylvania.
They're all that's the biggest Amish area. The outside of
It
You
said
said Ohio.
no,
You mentioned
Ohio
Ohio
as
before,
well.
didn't
Yeah,
you?
there's places, but like Pennsylvania's the biggest one.
Yeah, right, Lancaster, you mean?
Well, there's multiple places in Pennsylvania, isn't there?
I don't know, but I know there's multiple places in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if there's multiple Amish places.
I thought there
in
were.
Pennsylvania.
I thought Pennsylvania was the biggest place for Amish people.
Maybe you're right.
Lancaster County.
But he was saying there though, in the big sort of
Ohio
like
as well.
settlements, or what, I don't know what they call settlements or areas, communities, let's say,
Yeah.
where they are. If they're big, they normally sell up very quickly. But the smaller ones, the smaller communities, that's why they find them online.
Yeah.
People are selling them to the outside of the community.
So do you think that an Amish family from, say, Lancaster would move into one in Ohio?
Possibly. I don't know. This first time I know about them, really. I don't know anything.
Should I call them up and ask them?
Yeah, you can.
No, but I'm trying to work out how, like, obviously, it's one, like, community. So, going forward, getting married and having children, eventually you're going to kind of get into a rut of what you can't be with that person.
Yeah.
But how would you know where it is?
Yeah.
They can't just Google Maps it, can they?
No.
No, I guess so. But I'm just wondering, what do you reckon it's going to go for, the size of this? 20 odd acres?
I'm saying 500 grand.
500 grand?
Yeah.
What were you
I
going to
think
say?
way more than that.
No,
I was
don't.
going to say like 700.
Well, considering there's no plumbing, internal plumbing, and there's no heating. No
How are they?
electricity.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are they like?
No, whether you're allowed to bring that in, I don't know. I don't know whether you convert this, and do it. You're buying the land and farming yourself, but making the house more accessible for a generic.
Maybe it's against the law of the county.
Yeah, it's a generic family sort of thing to bring in like cars and vans or whatever you want to drive.
Yeah, because from what I can remember,
Horse
they
and
don't
carriage
have, they
all
don't
the way,
have
mate.
music, do they?
If it's a
I don't
regular,
know.
if it's a regular.
They can't, no electricity.
Yeah, but you don't need electricity for.
Well, they
You
live in
sing.
it. They live in it. But it's saying that's what I'm saying. To convert it to a regular, everyday household, the average American would use, you need to put electricity in there. You need to. I don't know if the electricity running to the area. You'd have to bring it in. So there's a lot of work.
I just
to be
think
done
if
to
you're
convert
not
it to
Amish, you just wouldn't live there.
possibly.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
agree.
thinking.
That's all it
Yeah,
is.
I'm thinking you're probably looking for other Amish
Yeah.
areas to sort of buy into it.
Or it's people who have, decided I want to live simple life and I'm
Anyway,
moving
going back
in.
to the question, how much do you think?
500 grand.
700.
7. I'm going to go 1.2 million.
At $379,000 and
Ooh,
sold for
$379.
$320,000. For
320.
what the buyer got,
I thought the
2
land.
homes, a barn, and nearly 30 acres in a peaceful Amish community. It's a rare opportunity, especially for anyone interested in owning a property like this. That wraps
I
up
guess
our
it's
tour
in the middle of
this
nowhere.
Amish home and its Dotty house in the Hillsborough, Kentucky settlement.
Oh,
It's always fascinating to see how each Amish community puts its own touch on the way they live. So I'd love to hear from
If I knew it was Kentucky, I would have said about 320,000.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, same. No, I had no idea. It's. I was thinking more of the land that you were getting, almost 30 acres. I wasn't really taking into consideration. But
Yeah,
then he
you
said
get that with every
but then
house
Then
in
he
the middle.
mentioned at the end, this is what 320 grand would buy you in an Amish settlement.
Right.
So I'm thinking you can't change shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but you have to change the shit because you're in the outhouse. But it's but that's the only thing you would be able to change. But it's but you can't change any sort of like factors of the house. You can't bring electricity in by the sounds of it. You have to. It's for Amish sort of like living.
So, what I want to know is, they live this very minimal life. Where are they getting the stuff from? Because you picked up on, yeah. Where's the shop?
They still have
Well,
shops.
they
still go to the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't think they're buying stuff like Pepsi and stuff like that.
course they
No,
are.
I don't know about Pepsi. I don't know.
I think
They
it's like
obviously go to the
butter,
shop and buy
milk,
bread.
flour,
Yeah.
stuff to
I think
bake.
They probably
growing.
treat themselves every now and then.
Well, they're growing a lot of the stuff on their own farm. Remember?
Yeah, I understand
Right?
that. But
Well,
they're
they
not
even got this.
growing
That guy on the
Pepsi.
left has got the same lunchbox that I used.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, he has. Yeah, Costco. Yeah. But what you've got as well is you're going to have some luxuries they're going to have. And I think you do see them. That's why they've got horse and carts on the street. He said, and you do see them,
Yeah.
and it's quite a unique sight when you see them. So, like for someone like us who we don't get Amish over here, not that I know of anyway. We have the Roma.
I've seen like a video of someone going up to like an Amish person in a supermarket and like showing them stuff on his phone, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So
But
they
then
do
it-
be
so
they
they
do
do
be
go-
going
so
to
they
the
do go
store.
to
You'd have to,
Costco.
I
Yeah.
think you'd have to. I think modern day life, you'd have to sort of
Yeah.
like do different things.
Say the baby had like a.
You're not growing your own
Batman
plasterboard.
cribbing.
Do you know what I mean? Or, you know,
colours.
it's sort of like kit your units out, whatever. But at the same time, it's a very different way of lifestyle. But it's very, it works for them type thing. But it's quite unique to see when we have been driving down the road through Lancaster and you see them on the horse and boat.
When we drove past them, weren't they like all like building a house?
I think they were, weren't they?
Yeah, they were
I
like
think
they were like
loads of
scattered
them,
all
on
like
the
people stood
roof.
on top of the roof
Yeah,
and all
that's
around
right.
it building
Yeah.
a house.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, so it's just very interesting to see how other people live outside of your, whether your culture, if you want, the different cultures. It fascinates me. Like when we've travelled around the world, just seeing how different cultures live and how they act and how they behave in different ways. You're thinking,
It is
wow.
mental, isn't it?
Yeah, for such a small place
Especially in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if they are anywhere else in the world. Possibly the only ones I could probably think of is maybe Canada.
Right.
They possibly they probably move into Canada, or I don't know. I can't think. I've never seen anywhere outside of USA.
No, I've not.
Maybe there's Mexican Amish people.
Could be, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone knows that. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
It's good to see. But I noticed also all the clocks were wrong. He mentioned the times exact, and I'm like, 4 clocks are shown all different times.
Maybe
they're
taking
set for
different
things.
times,
Yeah. You never know.
Batteries
You
run
never know.
out.
Yeah, you never know batteries. Wind up. You winding me up. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.